Hey guys, welcome to Real Talk, a new type of episode where I share with you my rants, my breakdowns, my opinions, my unplanned, raw, unedited thoughts on different kind of things. Please excuse my profanity, my weirdness, and my spontaneity in this episode. I still believe that there are nuggets of wisdom hidden in these kind of episodes, but hope that you can learn a thing or two. Enjoy! Hi, welcome to Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca, and I am your host of the show. And this is a special episode because I won't be sharing this on my social media platform. So if you are listening to this, that means that you are one of my loyal listeners. That means you listen to this because you maybe are on a binge listen, or you just, I don't know, maybe you just saw this, maybe you're waiting for the notifications on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But yeah, I won't be sharing this because this is not going to be the usual episode where I share some thoughts and wisdom and some very formal points, formal bullets to teach you something. This is more likely going to be a rant or something that, I just want to lay out my thoughts, maybe recollect my thoughts using the podcast. Earlier, before that, if you guys are listening to this, that means you're one of the very few loyal listeners that I have. So please send me a message on Small Talk Podcast. No, you don't need to share this. Just send me a message and let me know that you're listening to this so I can send my appreciation back to you. But yeah, I want to lay out my thoughts because I just finished having a breakdown. I'm not really sure if I should share this, but yeah, I just finished having a breakdown, and this is gonna be the first podcast episode that you're going to listen to when the host just finished the breakdown and figured, you know what, I'll create a podcast episode out of it. Well, yeah, I just had a breakdown, and it's due to a lot of reasons, but mainly I just felt overwhelmed. I felt lonely, to be honest. And that's something that you guys don't see, and a lot of people don't see, especially people on TikTok. In case you're wondering why I haven't posted anything for the past 2 weeks, is because I was focused on creating content on TikTok. I created daily motivational videos on TikTok. It's at Small Talk Podcast. If you guys want to check it out. And a few of my videos already went viral, and I have received a lot of messages thanking me, asking for advice, asking for help. So if you're here and you've come from TikTok, hi, welcome to the show. I hope that you're just gonna skip this episode right here, and listen to other episodes because those are more entertaining and more informative. And this is just gonna be me rambling about how my day went. So if you're not listening, if you're not interested in that, I really understand. But if you're here on TikTok, welcome. And yeah, I've been on TikTok. Some of my videos went viral, and like it, I think it has 3 million views. Yeah, 1 million on Facebook and 2 million on TikTok, and I really appreciate it. But I've been nonstop as answering all the questions on TikTok. And I really loved what I'm doing, especially when it was before TikTok. It was pre TikTok. I'm not saying that I don't love it right now, but hear me out, okay? Pre TikTok, I was answering all of the questions. Every interaction I had, I messaged them, right? I answered right away. So I thought I'd bring that consistency back to TikTok. So when I did that on TikTok, somehow I felt really tired. I felt really exhausted. I felt really overwhelmed with both the amount of love and the amount of how do you say, the responsibility or obligations to the people, because I feel like right now when I receive messages on Instagram, I feel obligated to answer them because hey, you spent time listening to the podcast, and I just want to thank you by letting you guys know that I'm listening to you and reading your messages, and that's the least that I could do. But when I did that on TikTok, it was really draining. And if I could just answer all of the questions, I would, honestly. But it came to a point that I don't know, I felt like the negative vibe, the negativity all around the problems that you guys had. I had to carry a little burden out of those. But as much as I, invited and tried to help more and more people, I felt like I didn't, at some point you're gonna it's like this. Parang everyone has baggages, right? And I try to pick a few parts of the baggage that you have and hopefully para makagaan sa'yo. And I was picking all of these small parts of baggages until I realized that a lot of the heaviness of the baggage was on me. It was on top of me. So I felt lonely because crisis has been a really tough time, and I wanted to have someone to talk to share my thoughts and my insights with. I just wanted to have someone to release the baggage, but but I didn't really want to bother people with, because I got the baggage and I don't want to pass it to other people, so I tried, I can manage this, I can do that. But yeah, it came to a point that it just blew off. I mean, it was really, really hard to keep it together. Not because of your baggages, but because I was also having these baggages of mine, but I felt like I wasn't able to fully handle or fix my own shit because I was so busy trying to help other people. And that's like one of the things that's one of my weakness, honestly. I don't know, I'm not a people pleaser, but I really want to help other people. That's like my nature since I was a kid. But it always came to a point where I felt like I was doing more than I could. I would invite, problems that I just generally couldn't solve. I couldn't handle anymore. And yeah, it came to a point where it just became too much. And so I broke down. I really don't know why I'm saying this, but I guess it's if there's something that I want to share with you guys right now, it's to check up on people. Even though they are looking good on the outside, they are posting and they seem fine, they seem happy, they seem all of that stuff. Everyone has baggages. Everyone has something that they are struggling with. So, but the thing is, we don't have the same amount of baggage, same heaviness of baggage at the same time. So if I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now, some of you might not actually be dealing with some shit. You're just dealing with some light shit. And the thing is, we got to look out for each other. And it is our human obligation to God or to the universe that we need to look out for each other. And as much as possible, we need to be fully conscious that every single one of us, every single person that is around us, is struggling with something. So if there is something that I would like to leave you, it's to check up on them. I'm not saying that no one is checking up on me. I have my close friends, but sometimes we overlook those stuff. Sometimes we say things to invalidate the feelings of our loved ones, and it's very important to approach people with some certain kind of empathy, right? Even the strong people, even the independent people, even the people who proves, who shows the world that he can handle all of his shit. We all need to look out for them because they're going through something, and being there means a lot to them, honestly. It's not like you're fueling them, you're telling them that they should go on and do that stuff, but it's actually just being around them. And you don't know how much positive impact you could give to a person until you actually done it. And I am imploring you to please check up on people. Show them that you support them. Show them that you care for them. Show them that you appreciate them. And that you might not know 100% what they're going through, but you'll be there for them. Yeah, I guess that's the point of me creating this episode. What else? Yeah, as for the people who are having the same kind of breakdowns that I have, breakdowns are composed of a lot of things, but if there's one common denominator between all of the breakdowns is that we feel that we're not enough. We feel that we can't, we just can't. You know, you know that feeling. Parang yung wala eh, di ko na talaga kaya. Iyak ko na lang. Ayoko na. Parang ganun. Suko na ako. Ganun ang feeling ng breakdown eh. Then, I read this funny article before that a person's breakdown usually lasts 7 to 15 minutes. And after that, parang may break doon, may break in between or may cycle na hindi ka na iiyak. Pansinin mo, every time na umiiyak ka, it only lasts 7 to 15 minutes. Then, papahinga ka. Then, pwede iyak ka ulit. Pero, minsan, tumitigil na. Right? And once I read that, every single time na umiiyak ako, nag-breakdown ako, nisip ko lang, atang ina, sige, iyak ko na nga lang to. I-breakdown ko na nga lang to. 7 to 15 minutes lang, sige. Tapos tulog mo na. Kain mo na. Bangon ka na. Right? Kasi yung window after ng 7 to 15 minutes, that's actually your time to pick yourselves up, to actually move and do something. Right? One of the things that I've learned from creating content, it's that it's that I'm doing one of the things that I constantly tell people that they often overlook is that I'm not some guru or some expert on some shit, right? I know a lot of things, but I don't know everything. And all of the content that I create are reminders to what I had learned or what I want to learn. But everything is a reminder to me that I want to remind myself of that concept, that lesson, because most of the times I forget those things because I'm human. We forget things. We tend to forget. So yeah, this is probably no stupid podcast. Anyways, I think it helped me a lot. Me trying to set my thoughts straight, put things out in perspective. Okay, nakuha ko na. Nakuha ko na yung lesson na gusto ko ituro sa inyo. It's to share your frustrations even though you don't understand your first frustrations, even though you don't know where your anger is coming from. Try to put it out in the world. Don't bottle it up. Right? I had a breakdown because I had to bottle it up. Every single thing. I stopped journaling. I just journaled earlier, which I think it was probably two weeks without journaling, and it took a toll on me because honestly, journaling has been a great tool in helping me release my stress and my anxieties and the negative thoughts to keep my head straight. And it really helped keep my head straight. So I stopped that, and gulat na lang ako one day, na-bottle up ko na naman lahat. But yeah, if there is one thing that I would recommend it is it is you put your anger, your frustrations, your negative thoughts outside, right? Write it down, create an email, create a message, and send it to yourself. You don't have to send it to nobody. You don't have to send it to anybody. You don't have to send it. Nyari, galit ka sa girlfriend mo, galit ka sa mundo, galit ka sa mga tao. You just write an email. You just write it down on your notebook. You create a podcast like this and try to figure out as you put it out there. Kasi only then, when you put it out, when you um like put it in a form where you can see it, where it's an external part of you, it's not inside of you anymore. Dun mo lang makikita na okay, ito pala yung point ko, ito pala yung maintindihan ko, right? So put it out on the world para nakadetach na sa'yo. Put it in a notebook, put it in somewhere else para yung angers mo, yung negative emotions mo nakalabas na, right? Because it's very important for us to give space inside, because if we don't have space, ang mangyayari nga is papatong, papatong, papatong hanggang sumabog tayo. Okay, so if you're dealing with some shit right now, as I have been, please write it down, write a message, and you'll be thanking yourself na hindi mo pinagkumpo-kumpuni. Kahit yung mga maliliit na napapansin mo na ay kahit yung mga sobrang liit na na pinarating sa'yo na nairita ka, na nainis ka or something like that, isulat mo, ilabas mo kasi malaking tulong yon in the long run na hindi mo napansin na may epekto pala. Right? So that's the thing that I wish I had done before with starting. But I guess the TikToks has really been overwhelming. I didn't know what to do, how to handle those shit. Na I don't know if you checked it out, but we already reached 50,000 followers on TikTok, and it's honestly a huge number. Like I have been uh producing content since 2018, but this is the only time that I've been able to reach that kind of number. So there's this thought na baka di ko deserve, baka kaya ko ba to, baka niloloko ko lang sarili ko, baka ang hypocrite ako. May mga ganong thoughts, di ba? Pero the thing is, paulit-ulit ko lang siyang tinago. Hindi. Nilabanan ko lang. Hindi. Until, ayun, sumabog ako. Nagkaroon lang ng trigger, pero lahat ng emotions ko lumabas. So, if you're listening to this, please put it in an external way right now. Yung mga simpleng bagay na naiinis ka, na nagagalit ka, isulat mo, i-text mo sa sarili mo, i-send mo sa sarili mong Facebook, i-DM mo sa sarili mo, i-journal mo, gawan mo ng podcast na, syempre wag naman yung sobrang personal details na TMI na, pero yun nga, ilabas mo siya. Okay? Just put it out there. And malaking tulong yan kahit di mo napapansin. So I guess that's enough for this episode. Again, this is a very special episode. So if you're listening to this, that means you're one of my very loyal listeners. And you don't need to share this, but if you listen to this and you've learned something and you want to share something with me, then leave me a message. I'd really appreciate that. So again, this is Alec. I hope you enjoyed this like conversation style of podcast. But tomorrow I'll be uploading another one with the old format, and I hope that you wait for that. And yeah, again, my name is Alec. I'm your host, and this is Small Talk, Small Conversations with huge impact. I hope that you can manage through whatever you're going through. Peace. Goodbye.